What's behind every addiction? To give you some background on who's speaking here, my name is Preston, and currently I am straight edge. I'm sober. I quit nicotine for good last November. I quit caffeine about 5 months ago, and I'm not going back to doing either of those things. And I've had an on and off relationship with marijuana, but 2 months ago I decided that I am no longer going to do it for the rest of my life to ensure my success. So what's behind every addiction? I'd like to say that I have experience speaking on this. I have worked in a clinic, I've worked in a rehab, treating substance use disorder for 2 years, and my current job as a recovery coach deals with just this, treating people with addiction. So my experience in training, in reading literature, and my own experience as a peer has given me a lot of insight into this question of what is behind addiction. And it's simply this. What's behind an addictive behavior? What motivates people to compulsively keep using, keep getting high, keep masturbating, keep scrolling, whatever it is that your addiction is? What's behind this is a feeling of not being good enough. Think about it. Consider it. You see, doing these things, these pleasurable things that make us feel good, starts with a thought of the way I'm feeling right now isn't good enough. I don't like the way I'm feeling right now. How about I synthetically change this feeling with something external for myself? That's what's behind every addiction, a feeling of I'm not good enough. You see, even in my journey of quitting caffeine, there was this theme. There was this theme of I don't like the way I'm feeling right now. I'm too tired. How about I solve it with this? And the detrimental part of that solution being I don't feel good enough, let me go to this external thing, is that caffeine addiction was a cycle for me, as it is for most people. You see, I would drink a cup of coffee in the morning when I was feeling this way, tired, not to a place of satisfaction of my internal state. I would drink this external thing to feel better. Now, the issues were the side effects, because short term, it alleviated the issue. I didn't feel tired. 10 or 15 minutes go by after drinking a cup of coffee, boom, I'm there. But it didn't alleviate the underlying issue. You see, because I would drink this cup of coffee, feel good in the moment, and then my sleep would suffer the night following me drinking coffee. Because the increased cortisol, that extra stress, adrenal glands pumping, it messed with my sleep cycles. And so, again, the next day, I would go to the same solution. I don't feel good enough. How about I take this external thing? This doesn't solve the underlying issue here. This doesn't solve the underlying issue of me not feeling good enough. Because feelings are always changing. My internal state, it's always changing. But once I was able to shift my mindset, my outlook on, even if I don't feel good enough right now, that's okay. I was able to overcome my addiction to caffeine. And so there's a scale here, and there's a choice. And there's a Buddhist principle that goes hand in hand along with this, and that's desire being the root to all suffering. Because when we're in a state of desire, when we are seeking, where we are at isn't good enough. The mindset of desire is, if I had this, then I'd be happy. The issue is seeking this, getting this. There might be a temporary boost, but the underlying issue of the cognitive distortion of I'm not good enough is still here. On the other end of the spectrum is satisfaction, is gratitude. And these are all perspectives on what's going on within ourselves. And so what's behind any addictive behavior is the cognitive distortion of, I don't feel good enough. To overcome this is to have satisfaction, gratitude in the moment. Maybe you don't even have to be grateful for your internal state. You could be grateful for anything. You could be grateful for the people in your life. You could be grateful for even just being alive. This is going to go a long way for you in overcoming your addictive behaviors. Another piece that's behind this has to do with our upbringing, our history, our family, our closer relationships growing up. Because you see, for example, with my weed addiction, one of the biggest motivators I had when I started habitually using weed when I was a young teenager is that it made me more socially acceptable. I got told I was annoying, that I was too much sometimes. And what weed did for me was it quieted my voice. It made me silent. And I basically used weed to change who I was for other people around me because of the feedback I got. And so what I'm getting to here for you is that the motivating behavior behind your addiction of not feeling good enough is a lot of the time because people early in your life didn't accept you for who you are. So another way to go about treating your addiction is to find a community of people that accept you for who you are. This will go a very long way and help you to be satisfied with the state that you are in. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves.